Obviously, if you've got any injuries, don't do anything which you think that's not going to work well for me. You know, do something different, adapt. Yeah, work with me. From there, skip it on the spot. Nice and light on the feet. Skip it on the spot. It's a good way to start the day, guys. Boot camp. Swing that kettlebell around. And then from there, heel flex. Stretching off the quads. Get hamstrings warm. And then knees up. Good running arms. And then plant those feet into some squats for me. And as we go up in the squat, push the hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Nice and steady. Breathing with it. Squeeze the glutes tight at the top. Now you're going to do it at the top of the kettlebell swing. 2 more of those. And then from there, you're going to lunge back, open out the arms across the chest. Step it up, lunge back, stretch, bring it up. And as we lunge back now, let's take our hands up overhead. Two more. One more. And then down into that press-up position. From there, big wide step with one foot to stretch off through the hips. Then stepping back and across to the other side. Alternating sides, holding it for a second or two. Just getting nice and supple, nice and loosened off. One more each side. And then we're into that press-up position. 10 push-ups, are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From there, you're going to roll onto your back. We're going to look at those glute bridges. Like we did at the start of last week's session, the warm up. Feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart, head and shoulders on the ground. Then from there, dig the heels down, squeeze the glutes as tight as you can at the top, drop the hips down, and repeat through. Hamstrings and glutes, getting them warm. Core in tight, working through. Dig the heels down to lift the hips up, and then at the top, clench your bottom as tight as you can. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then roll into the plank. So just rolling it over. Down on your forearms. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Knees up. Focus on bracing the core. So abs in super tight. Holding that position, low centre of gravity with the hips, down on the elbows, core tight. Bracing that nice and strong. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then back onto your feet. Many of you guys have done the Cossack squat with me, but feet fairly wide. I'll talk you through it if you've not. Just literally just shifting our body weight across, becoming a little bit more supple with it. Across, nice and low, stretching in. There's one leg straightens and one bend. Do back trainers after this. Just nice and supple. Getting those hips nice and low. Sitting into that squat and moving in. We're moving left to right already with this squat. Shifting the body weight across. Getting a lot more supple through the hips. Sitting in. Pressing it up. One more. Nice, then we'll do those feet together. We're going to look at where we started off last week with the kettlebell swing 2. So feet hip width apart, heels stay down. Nice and strong with the feet, slight bend of the hips. We're going to go 2 hands, kettlebell swings through. Let's go. Hinge at the hips, fire the hips forward, squeeze tight. So it's more of the hips now. There'll be a few occasions where I'll let you put the kettlebell down. But the aim, guys, is try not to put it down for as long as you can. Everything we do, I want to teach to you so you can keep the kettlebell moving. Core in tight, stop breathing a bit deeper now. Suck in the air in through your nose, blowing it out through your mouth. Hinge through, squeeze the glutes. That's good. We're going to go single arm now. So right arm only. And I want you to change hands at the top. Every rep, change hands at the top. And to change hands, just leave enough room on the handle to grab it. You don't need to be swinging it, tossing the kettlebell upside down and doing tricks with it. I just want you to change hands. Nothing changes at the hips. We're still firing that through. That's good. When it's next in our right hand, we're going to go to rack, to there. Back through, rack. So this has not got so much hips. You're just rotating the forearm, landing it on there. Pop it through, landing nice and tight. Hinge, pop it onto the shoulder. Keep the core in tight, little pop onto the shoulder. Get comfortable with that. Once you can suss that, guys, it should be nice and comfortable, spongy, landing on you, it shouldn't be smashing into you. From there, we're going to change arms. Now to change arms, we're going to swing up and change hands first. Change hands, and then we'll start on that left side. Pop the hips, roll the shoulders, roll the wrist. Get it to land on that fleshy part of the forearm. When your elbows flex, bend, that fleshy part you've got just under your bicep, the forearm. Just there, that'd be perfect. Rotating it through. Nice and comfortable. That's good. Keeping the heels down. Obviously, if you can do this barefoot on the surface you've got at home, even better. Get a nice low centre of gravity. Get a good feel for the foot. One more. And then we're going to pop it down. Just back into your normal swing for me. Hinge at the hips. Swinging that up. Now from there, we're going to bring the swing to a stop, and we're going to move the swing. So rather than trying to swing forward, then swing to the right, I'm going to start with that kettlebell. So on my right leg, I'm going to pop it towards the left, and I'm going to swing it across. So bend the knees when the kettlebell's gone past, and I'm thinking about firing that force over to my right. Hinge still at the hips, hinge, fire it up. So remember, you know, if you was doing this right up against the wall, you wouldn't touch the wall with the kettlebell. It's like a glass pane in front of you and behind you. You're moving left to right. Still flexible, still nice and supple at the knees and hips, but you're generating the force, sending the hips across. That's good. And then bring that slowly to a stop. And then from there we're going to start it on the left quad, pop it over to the right, fire it over the other side now, guys, yeah? Drop it low. And you kind of, as the kettlebell travels past, that's when you'll bend the knees and kind of have a small squat into it and fire the hips up. Shifting that across, that's good. Hinge through, popping that up. Using the core to fire that up, left to right. And then slowly bring that down to a hold. And then the swings forward. Just up, nice and normal. Someone we're familiar with, same format as last week's programme. 30 seconds of double hand kettlebell swings between each exercise. Ten more seconds, and then we're going to go through that lateral kettlebell swing again. We're going to do a minute on one side, rest, a minute on the other side. Are you ready then? So starting on your right leg, pop it over to the left, shift, pop. hinge, fire it up. Keep the core braced, breathing with it. Hinging through. Core in tight, popping it up. So as you can see, it's following through with a golf club or something like that. Swinging that up. Nice, keep it working. One more swing, and then pop it off, forward again. Something that feels probably a bit more natural or normal to you guys. Hinge through, setting that up. Keep the core in tight. Hinge at the hips, don't fold at the lower back. Pinch the glutes at the top. And then from there, pop it onto your left quad, bounce it off, swing up to the left. Down to the right, up to the left. It's good. Still be supple at the knees. Into the hips, down and through. And it might take a few times to do this for it to become a bit more natural or comfortable for you. One more of those, and then back into that forward swing, popping in through the hips, swinging through. Should be a little bit warmer, guys, popping that up. Now, our next exercise, a bit of a fast track. We're going to go up a gear. Now we're going to do the swing we've just done, but merge it into like a full pendulum left to right. So it's still a lateral movement, still swinging left to right, but you're going to start on one side, pop it through. Let's go. Pop the hips, still throw the hips into it. Nice and explosive with the hips, sending that across, comes down, and you generate that force. Pivot with the heel. And then slowly bringing that back to a pause. Forward swings. Good work if you're still holding the kettlebell, I like it. Popping it through. Hinge at the hips, firing that up. Now we're going to go to our right arm, still swinging, and we're just going to clean. Popping through the hips, rotating through. Just mastering that exercise, guys. Yeah, working on this. Like I said before, guys, you've got to get comfortable with the swing and the rack or the clean position. Once you get comfortable with this, you start to really open up loads of things that you can be doing. Hopefully after last week you get a bit of motivation to stretch as well, becoming a little bit more supple. Going to certainly help with a lot of exercises. It's good. Nice, and to change arms, we swing up, change hands at the top. Let's start on the other side. Rotating the forearm, popping it through. This is good. Popping it through the hips, you got it. Rotating the forearm up to the shoulder. Keep it moving, keep breathing. And we're going to swing it up, change up, and swinging through. 2 hands. So we've done a minute on each arm there, 30 seconds of swings to bridges in between. Keep swinging, guys. Now, our next movement. We're going to do the clean, but we're going to lunge with it too. We're going to lunge laterally, so we're going to move across. So I'll demonstrate, keep swinging. So from there, you'll clean, up, back through. Clean, let's go, down, and up. So if you do this with the right arm, right leg goes out. Rack, over to your right. Be nice and supple. One leg straight, sponge in, nice and across. Posture nice and upright. Keep that torso nice and vertical. One more. And then to change arms, swing it up, change hands, and then straight onto the other side. Swing through, rack position, lunge across, drive upright. Let's go with that. Really struggling with the fitness element, have a couple of deep breaths between each rep. Don't feel like you need to be moving at the pace of me, you can move quicker, slower. And then when you're back on your feet, just into that double arm swing. Good work if you've still not put the kettlebell down. Core in tight. Hinge at the hips. So our next exercise is going to be a press. It's going to be a rotational press, a bit transverse, so rotating, guys. So, pop it up onto the right shoulder. There. We're going to press, rotate away. Back down, face forward. Let's go. Press, rotate away. And focus on just being as supple as you can at the torso to rotate that spinal rotation. Press up tall. Certainly want to be using a weight you can manage, guys, yeah? Core in tight, pressing it up. You try and rotate as much as you can. and press it up. If you want to pivot the back heel, you can do. That makes it more comfortable for you. From there, pop it up and change arms. On the other shoulder, turn away. So you're rotating to the side that the kettlebell is on. Rotate, press. Just focus on being nice and supple through the torso, the midsection, pressing that up. Core in tight. One more rep. And then back into those swings, 30 seconds. 2 hands on, swinging it up. Hinging at the hips, squeezing the glutes at the top. Pop it up, nice. And our next exercise, always like to take it up a gear towards the end of the session, guys, yeah? Next one might take some mastery. Now, if you really struggle with it, just revert back to the lateral swing that we did at the start of the session. But this is going to be a little bit more dynamic. We're going to use a little bit of lateral flexion at the core, as well as what's going on at the hips. Right arm racket. So, from the rack position, we're going to pop into a swing, and we're going to go just under the thigh on the left leg. So if I demonstrate a few reps and then join in, I'll tell you, like, I'm looking at the stopwatch, I'll count us in. So from there, you just swing it under and through. Swing under. So the lunge is slightly to the side and slightly forward. There, you give enough room, let's go, join in. You give enough room for that kettlebell just to swing behind the calf and under the thigh. Oh, one of my favourites. Nice and dynamic. Core in tight. And you might find just doing this with no weight at all and just using your hands just to go through what we call the movement. When you look at kind of athletic performance, it's about mastering movement, not form. So we really want to focus on tying that in and being really explosive and powerful at bringing it in. Master the movement and up. Pop underneath. And up. And as you get confident, you start to lead the other hand over and we start creating a bit more lateral flexion. So you see how I lead my hand over, just creates a bit of the core. One more. And then we change hands, swing it up, change shoulders. Cool. Same on the other side. So pop it under. It may take a few swings just to become really supple with it. Work with. Remember the kettlebell just coming behind the calves, under the thigh. Same here, if it's too much, just your normal lateral swing that we did at the start of the session. And then from there, pop it into a swing. Swinging that up. Swing it up. It's going to get tasty now. So, keep swinging, I'm going to demonstrate. You've still got a bit more time for the normal swings in between your set. Now from there, right shoulder. You're going to do to that swing. Yeah? From there, swing underneath. Join in, there, swing, lunge. We'll come back up, then we'll press. Underneath, there, rack, side lunge, press. One more. Swing behind the calf, up, swing into a side lunge and rack, stand it up, that rotational press away. And then from there, change arms. So we're in our left arm now, out in the left arm. So, say it again. We're going to swing behind the right leg, bring it up, swing underneath, rack, lunge to the right, press up to the right. Very dynamic, guys, lots going on. From there, swinging up, change arms, we've got one more set on each side. So everyone's on the right shoulder, talking you through it again. So we're going to swing underneath that calf, shoulder, swing, rack into the side lunge, stand up, press away. From the shoulder, swing behind the left calf, rack it up, rack, side lunge, press away. And then from there, changing arms. Last set, onto the other side then. Swinging under, behind the right leg, shoulder. Swinging up into a left lunge. Press over to your left. You probably find after a few reps of this, you're feeling much more supple with it. One more rep for me. And then 30-second swings to finish. Hinge through, swinging up to the line, squeezing those glutes. Fire through those hips, hamstrings, glutes. Everything should be switched on. 10 seconds, and then you can put the kettlebell down. And breathe there, guys. Tap it off. Superstar. Now, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Go down.